Hello and welcome to the Season 2 finale of the On Pointless podcast. As always, I'm your host, Curt. So our intro question for this week is, if you could be the host of any game show, what would you pick? Chris?
I would host The Price is Right. It's probably the longest running daytime game show there is. Might be the only daytime game show. The crowd is super excited. Everyone's so happy to get on stage. And I'd get to replace Drew Carey, which is long overdue, I think.
I would agree with that.
And don't forget to get your cats and dogs spayed or neutered.
He's nailed it. Adam?
Well, Chris literally just stole my entire answer. Of course he did. That was exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say The Price is Right because it's my favorite show, and it always has been. And Drew Carey, when he took over, ruined it, and I'd love to replace Drew Carey. So, of course, Chris steals my answer. But yeah, I would definitely say The Price is Right.
We could co-host.
That's true. Oh, that would be sweet. And you'd just be like coming in from opposite sides of the stage, and like just one person would be like super salty and one would be like super nice. So you'd just be like, don't pick that spot for Plinko. It's okay, that's the right spot.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kirsten?
I think because also The Price is Right is obviously the best answer. Maybe Jeopardy, because Alex Trebek's pretty sassy to the people when they don't know some of the answers.
Or when they say the wrong answer and they go back and they have to correct them. He's ruthless.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
He is like so smart mean. It's fantastic. And then everyone would think you were a genius. Because Alex Trebek seems super smart.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, he has to be.
Yeah, he must. Because he knows all the answers.
Yeah, he created the questions, I'm pretty sure. That's how Jeopardy works. It's his game show.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's really smart, though.
I was thinking Deal or No Deal. Because it's like the most intense show all the time. But there's also this thing where they're slowly eliminating really attractive women. So they feel rejected as they take the cases away. And then, of course, like, Howie Mandel is clearly going consoling them backstage. So that could be my job.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that is a good show.
The creepiest answer you could pick.
Well, you know, season finale, I had to just lay it all out there. Either your hair or your nails never need to be trimmed again. Which one do you pick?
Nails.
You're going to go with never trimming your nails again.
Yeah, I can't shape them properly, and would my hangnails go away too?
Yeah, I'd say your nails are in like whatever condition you typically trim them to.
Whoa, yeah, that's it. That's the clear answer.
Yeah, I agree. I would definitely say nails. I like to change my hairstyle every once in a while, so I wouldn't want to like not have that option.
I feel like you could still change your hairstyle with this. You just like, once you did it, it would stay that way until you changed it again. But you wouldn't have to maintain it. It wouldn't be like every 3 months I have to go to the barber and get a haircut. It would just be on your schedule.
I got a question as far as that goes. Does that mean like day to day you want it? Like you wake up and your hair is perfect like you want it? Like you don't have to put mousse in it or anything?
No, it's not quite that good because that would be way too good.
Yeah, because then I would definitely pick hair, but yeah, I'd say nails because I honestly never trim my nails really. I just bite them and then, yeah, this way I wouldn't have to deal with it.
I like getting my hair cut.
Really?
Yeah, it's nice. It's relaxing. You don't have, like, probably men don't get the same kind of treatment that women do. So you get, like, your hair washed and it's trimmed and it's nice. You don't have to do anything. You just sit there and someone takes care of you.
Yeah, I'm so low maintenance that either one's not like a real deal breaker for me. I guess trimming your nails is really easy. It's quick. You can do it at home. You don't have to leave. So just for the convenience of it, I would say my hair. Because getting your hair trimmed takes a lot more effort and it costs money.
Yeah.
So if I can just trim my nails at home while my hair stays to perfect length, I would go that.
Yeah, well, because like a haircut is a full morning. Like, okay, I got to go get my hair cut, and you don't know how many people are in front of you in the line at the barber or how long you have to wait. And then sometimes you get a really bad haircut. Whereas like your nails is like, you know, I definitely let it wait way longer than I should. But it takes like 3 minutes. It's not a big deal at all to trim your nails.
But my nails are so brittle, they like peel and then they aren't shaped properly. So they like catch on things all the time, or they break and then they're uneven, and then I rip them and I get cuts. So
Yeah, I mean, you made a good point. Like, you wouldn't have to spend money anymore on your hair, which would be nice.
Yeah.
But you definitely do have to trim your nails more, but at the same time, it doesn't take as much time. So it's like, time and money-wise, nails is definitely a better, or hair would be a better choice to keep the same all the time.
Now, is this just the hair on your head, or is this like your facial hair, your leg hair?
I'm going to say just hair on your head, because if you took away, if it was the same option, but like facial hair was a third option, definitely facial hair. I never want to have to shave again.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like waxing your legs.
Right, exactly. So
Right?
just the hair on your head. Okay.
Yeah, because like any facial hair, body hair, if you could get rid of that once and never deal with it again, like
That's the answer.
I'd be paying a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Does everyone agree? Or everyone's got their answer?
Everyone has their answer. I'm the odd woman out.
Nailed it.
Don't laugh at his bad jokes.
What animal would you least like to be attacked by?
A hyena?
No, it's really definitive.
No, I said it with a question mark. I was just throwing that out there. We're actually talking about hyenas on the way here. How terrifying it is. But they're more of a pack animal, right? So I feel like if I got attacked by a single hyena, I could hold out.
Yeah, you can fight that off. That's like fighting off a dog, basically.
They're
Yeah.
so much bigger than dogs.
Well, they're so much bigger than dogs, but you know what's bigger than a hyena? A lion. Or
A bear.
a bear.
Oh, a bear would be scary.
See, for me, I think I'd be most afraid of a gorilla.
I was just gonna say that because they're so powerful and like they're like another human but way stronger.
Exactly. The thing is, the gorilla has all the advantages you have. They're just better at all of them.
Yeah.
But would it be a quicker death? I feel like some
longer
animals.
death.
No, it would be quicker because they're so strong. They could just like destroy you. Whereas
just-
like some of those cats, like or like hyenas, like they play with their food or they like pick at it. Like that would be terrible.
That's true. But I feel like a gorilla might toy with you too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely understand like the quick death aspect of it. Like a shark, whatever. Like I'm dead pretty quick if a shark attacks me.
Yeah.
Oh, a shark. Yeah, a shark would be bad too because you'd be so helpless in the water, but it would be over so quickly. Or
What
if
if
you
they-
got attacked on land, a little bit in your head, you're probably thinking like, how do I survive this? With a shark, it's just like panic, done.
Yeah, you're like, it's over. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of people survive shark attacks at the same time. I think it was a different sea creature. I don't know what else is deadly.
Like an
Other-
octopus?
Octopus.
Yeah, like an octopus. Like what do octopuses do? They just strangle you or something?
I don't-
Like
I
a
don't think-
snake.
I don't think like if sharks only kill like 3 people a year or whatever it is, octopuses probably kill like 1 person a decade.
Yeah.
You don't really hear about octopus attacks.
No, you don't.
They attack other sea creatures more because they're not too big.
Well, except for the those giant squid.
I think they're giant squids.
But giant squid don't attack.
Don't.
I feel like octopus and squid, for them to be huge, they have to be deep.
Yeah.
Like octopus kill people like the poisonous octopuses, like blue ring octopuses are like one of the most venomous creatures on Earth. That would suck, but they're tiny. They're like the size of a rock.
Yeah. A vulture.
Yeah, a bird would be a
from
scary
above.
one.
Yeah, or like an eagle.
Yeah, because I've been swooped by crows, and that's a bad time.
It's painful too when they get their like talons on your head. Like I've also been attacked by a crow.
Crows are scary because the thing is you can't do anything about a crow. You just like have to like duck every time they swoop. Like a big owl would be pretty scary, or like an eagle.
Yeah.
But if you got into like undercover,
Well,
You
that
might-
way you could get away easier. I feel like from a bird.
That's true. And if you had a baseball bat, I feel like I could,
You just carry that around just in case a bird.
just in case if I'm going to be attacked by birds, like if I'm afraid of that.
I think like the way I was thinking gorilla, the reason why I was thinking gorilla is because they're, as you said, like us, but they have like bear is similar where they can use their hands and stuff. So I think that would be the most scary thing to like get attacked by, because like a snake or like a shark, it's just their head, right? Or like a hippo, you just got to deal with their head.
Yeah, you just go after
They're
the
not
eyes.
grabbing you.
Yeah.
Whereas
Right.
something else, they're grabbing you and like tearing you apart and like beating you up.
Yeah,
So I
like a
think that
gorilla
would be
could
the
probably
scariest thing.
a gorilla could probably tear you in
Like
half.
break your arms and then like yeah, it'd be terrifying.
pull you by
Yeah.
each of your arms.
That would suck.
Or like a chimp because chimps are vicious. Chimps are mean. Chimps tear parts off of you.
yeah. Yeah, I like the big cats, you know?
Big cats would be.
Big cats are super scary. Like actually, because to me it wouldn't be a lion because lions are big enough that you'd just be dead instantly.
Right.
But like a panther,
Yeah, or tiger.
If you were running too, and they like, I was watching like a lion chase water buffalo or a wildebeest, whatever they're called, the ones with the horns that curl, and then it like grabbed onto its hindquarters with its claws and then rolled almost like an alligator would. And took it down. So by its weight, it took it down. But then you just have like those claws like in your like body somewhere pulling you down, and then they're like slashing at you.
An alligator's another one that would suck. Because
Oh,
they
yeah.
grab
Yeah.
you and then they spin.
yeah, they do
Yeah.
like
They,
that
like-
spiral.
And
or
take you
whatever.
into
Twist
the
and
water.
drown.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that would be that's like a land and sea creature attacking you.
Is a jaguar still like the fastest?
Isn't a cheetah the fastest?
Cheetah.
Oh, cheetah. Yeah, cheetah, right? Could you imagine how the feeling, like, say you had like hundreds and hundreds of meters of a head start, and you were just had to run away from this cheetah? The thing would track you down so quick, but you'd be running as fast as you could. Even if you had the biggest lead, like, How big of a lead
Yeah.
would you need?
Yeah.
It would make no difference. They track you down in just mere moments.
Doesn't their stamina run out after?
Yes. Well, because when cheetahs attack a thing, like a gazelle, the gazelles know there's like a certain amount of time the cheetah can move at top speed. It's like a minute or something.
Right.
And if they get away past that, the cheetah will just stop. It'll be like 5 feet away from it, and it's completely exhausted and it can't chase it anymore.
So they don't want to like completely.
Yeah,
they,
'cause
like,
if they
know how exhausted they get.
Yeah,
and
because
they
if they
just
completely exhaust themselves, especially because cheetahs, like, quite often, if they don't get the kill, they can die. So it's like they can't put all of their energy into killing one thing because they're always like on the brink of death because they're in the jungle or they're in the savannah, wherever cheetahs live,
Yeah,
the
it's
desert
crazy.
in Africa.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how like somehow it like evened the playing field a little bit that they can only run for like a certain amount of time?
Yeah,
Because if they could just have like unlimited stamina, it's like nothing's getting away.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's funny because when you were talking about running away from a cheetah with a head start, do you remember that show, Man vs. Beast? It was like a reality show, and they made, I think it might have been Donovan Bailey. He was like on an airport runway, and there was a cheetah, and he had to race a cheetah.
Yeah.
And then they had like 100 people in a tug of war against an elephant.
I remember Kobayashi against a bear eating hot dogs.
Yeah.
The bear won. The bear was just like, the bear was just reaching and just eating like 9 hot dogs at once. And Kobayashi's just in there dumping them in like water and he's working.
That show was pretty amazing. But yeah, I think that's the moral of the story is that the animals always win.
Yes.
So our new guest, Adam, is a DJ under the name DJ Gnumadayo. I'm not going to spell it. So it inspired me to ask this question. What's the best song to pump up a crowd?
Anything by DMX? Or
I know from my experience playing, I don't know if you guys know the song, but Work by A$AP Ferg. That's probably like, if you play that song, everybody in the crowd, maybe for younger crowds mostly, but that song gets everybody pumped up. You can install that song in there sometime.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just get it pumped up.
yeah, it would probably depend on the crowd, right?
That's what I'm thinking. If you have a generic crowd, you have no idea who's in that crowd, and you need to pump them all up. Could be a range of a bunch of people, could be young people, could be just old people. What's a song that's going to pump up?
It's probably like YMCA or something. Like, realistically, like
I was thinking that. I was thinking, like, because we're going to a wedding next week, and I was thinking if you somehow combine the YMCA and the chicken dance, you'd have, like, the greatest dance hit song for a wedding of all time.
I played in a wedding like 2 years ago, and I literally had never heard the chicken dance before. And
How?
I never heard it. I haven't gone to many weddings in my life either.
DJ, are you?
Yeah, no, I never heard it, and they requested. I'm like, okay, I'll play it. And it was just like the stupidest song ever. I'm like, okay, of course people like this. But
Yeah, it's great.
yeah, something stupid like that.
See, I was...
Or Baby Shark too.
Oh,
Yeah.
it gets stuck in your head.
I was going to say, what about all those like early 2000s, what were they called? Jock jams.
Jock jams are great. All jock jams are basically the same music, but,
Yeah.
like, those are pretty good. See, in the same sort of vein, but not quite jock jams, I was thinking Song 2 by Blur.
Oh, nice.
Like the woohoo! Like, that song, everybody loves that song, and everybody sings along to that song as soon as it comes on.
Yeah.
Either that or, like, We Will Rock You.
Yeah, by Queen.
Yeah.
Anything by Queen.
Because then everyone
probably-
starts stomping.
Yeah.
So there's, like, an audience participation part to that song.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, that's a tough call. Blur's a really good answer. It's hard to pick one song that would get a whole crowd hype.
Yeah.
Or Journey.
Oh, Journey's a good one.
Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't Stop Believing's a good time. Roxanne.
Yeah.
Just, like, you need a song where there's a sing-along component to it.
I think like Bohemian Rhapsody, it seems like everyone knows every word of that song.
That's true. That's one of the most recognizable songs of all time.
Yeah, music's usually more enjoyable when you know the words to dance to sing along with. Like if you actually know the words,
100%.
and it's easy to get excited for, I think.
And the words are clear in those songs. Like, they're very clear. They're very easy to remember.
Mm-hmm.
They're not mumbled, I guess.
Yeah. I also think a good pump-up song has to have a start that from the very first note, you know what the song is.
Yes.
You immediately know it. And that's where another one I was thinking, it's a completely different vein, but if you go to Lose Yourself by Eminem, it builds up a little bit slow, and then like 30 seconds in, it hits hard on the first line, because there's like the talking and the bass line.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody knows that song.
Yeah.
Especially because it was related with a movie too and stuff. Like,
Or
Yeah, I agree. Everybody definitely knows that song. I don't know that everybody loves that song though.
that's true.
It's more, I don't think that would get, like, a crowd pumped.
Yeah.
I don't know, even, like, the Spice Girls, so, like, Wannabe. Or, like, Backstreet Boys.
That's true.
Yeah.
Backstreet's Back gets a crowd just like jumping.
I think it just depends. Like there's so many like different like venues or like circumstances at a wedding, right? It's gonna be like a song that everyone knows.
Yeah.
But if say you're like working out and you need to get hyped, right? You're not gonna put on the Backstreet Boys just
Well-
because you know the words.
I think for like Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls, I think that's a generational thing. I think that's like our generation.
Oh, okay.
That's
I don't
true.
think old people and younger people
Of course.
know that stuff.
Yeah.
That is true.
So that's like, that would get all like 25 to 40-year-olds hyped.
True.
But other than that, I don't think it would hit with everybody.
That's a good point. Okay, let's quickly wrap this one up. Go around the table. Everyone just has to pick one song that they think is the song. Adam?
I'll just say Work by A$AP Ferg. I know it won't get the old people going, but it gets everybody else going.
Kirsten?
I think Queen, the We Will Rock You. I'm going to steal
We
yours.
Will Rock You?
Yeah.
Chris?
I would say Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. It's just generational. Even with the new movie coming out, like now the younger crowd knows it as well as the older crowd.
Yeah. And I'm going to go with Song 2 by Blur. I just think that's the one.
That's a great song.
Yeah. Woo! Is a toque a hat?
No. I think a hat has to have a brim. And I just thought of that. So
It's a hat, yeah. I think so. I think everything that like fits on your head is a hat,
It's definitely
basically.
is a helmet a hat?
Yes.
Yes.
Huh.
I also don't think a toque is a hat. I also don't think a helmet is a hat.
Of course not. It's a helmet and it's a toque.
Well, it depends how you're wearing it. If you're wearing it for style, then it's a hat.
Is a visor a hat?
Yes.
No.
Because it's open?
Yes.
If you wear a toque and a visor, is it no hat?
It's a hat.
Yeah, you made your own hat.
I agree. I would think that's a hat, even though I don't think a toque or a visor is a hat on their own.
Yeah,
but
because
you
it
get
has a brim.
Yeah.
Is a hard hat a hat?
Yes.
Or is it a protective thing like a helmet?
No, it's a hard hat.
Yeah. It says hat in it. If it didn't say hat in it, if it was called like a Hardy, then
Why? Why would you call it that, Curt?
if it was called something else, if it was just like a noggin protector, I wouldn't say a hard hat's a hat.
Even
but
though
like
it has a brim.
to me, a toque, a hat, and a helmet are three different categories of cap.
What if you have a toque with a brim?
Yes.
Yeah, then it's a hat.
That's dumb.
Is a sweater a jacket?
That's different.
Depends how it's styled.
Is a cleat a shoe?
Yes.
Depends how you wear it.
Okay, so 50-50, a toque is and isn't a hat. If you could do a perfect impersonation of any person or thing, what would you pick?
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, that's a good one.
Good answer, good answer.
And you'd have so much material to work with because he's done so many like commercials and movies, and you just be like, yeah, I'm gonna bust on some Shawshank right now.
Yeah, I mean, and you could do like hilarious voices with him, like a Jim Carrey scene or something with a Morgan Freeman voice. It would be classic.
That's true. Anything you do with a Morgan Freeman voice is instantly amazing.
I was going to say Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Especially from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Because he's just a trash person.
Yeah. And you can make your whole life just like ridiculous at all times. And with Danny DeVito, you also get like the Penguin and all sorts of weird things that he did. Because I'm assuming if you can do an impression of him, you can do an impression of every character they've ever played, too.
Exactly, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it has to be a very distinctive voice. I'm just trying to think of someone very distinctive. Like a Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. I think so many of the distinctive voices are awful.
It'd be Curt.
This is so weird.
I would host my own podcast.
On Pointless 2. But yeah, like so many voices that you know are just like terrible voices, like Gilbert Gottfried or like just like awful. Like actually, a Ray Romano impression would be pretty good. If you could just do a perfect Ray Romano, because I would just like tell jokes, but then I would bust into Ray Romano laughing at my own jokes. So then it would be like, I can make Ray Romano laugh. But it also doesn't have to be a person. It could also be a thing. So you could be the one who does like impressions of cartoons. So it could be like, I can do a perfect Bugs Bunny or like Elmer Fudd.
Oh, those would be good.
But so many people can do those already, I think. That's the problem with those. You could do a perfect impression of like a bear growl.
That would be cool.
Right? If you just picked an animal like a lion, like, I can roar perfectly like a lion.
Oh, like super ferocious and loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be impressive.
It'd be terrifying. You just go up behind people and scare them.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd pick one that I could use a lot.
Yeah.
I might just change my voice to Morgan Freeman at the end of the day.
That's true.
Well, the thing is, like, if you had Morgan Freeman's voice, the marketing opportunities.
Yeah,
Like,
be gold.
yeah, you would just
I'd
win.
be the cheaper version of him. I get so many jobs.
Yeah. Oh, Bruce Buffer.
Oh, that would be good.
Bruce Buffer's a fantastic voice.
Michael Buffer.
Yeah. Same thing.
That's different.
It's shades, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, those would be pretty good.
Do weird bird calls.
Oh, bird calls would be good.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
could just do perfect bird call impersonations.
Or you could pick like a female, like I could pick Jennifer Lawrence or something like that. That'd be hilarious.
That would be funny. Yeah, you could have a full out like conversation with yourself that was between a man and a woman, but
Yeah.
you would be doing both perfectly. So it's interesting to me that the first female you thought of was Jennifer Lawrence.
He was going to say Jennifer Love Hewitt, but he decided Jennifer Lawrence was more.
Yeah, more popular. Everybody knows Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a female as well. I thought that would be funny. I would just tell myself how handsome I am in a different female's voice. Or I could do my wife. I could do Kirsten's voice. And then I would just be like, you see, I would have like recordings of when you agreed to things.
Yeah.
Right? Be like, yeah, you're supposed to do the dishes today. You told me you would.
Yeah. Here's this voicemail when you called me at like 11 o'clock. I don't know why I can't from my work phone to my cell phone,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But I would never tell her that it's like, you could never, she could never know that I do a perfect impression of her.
That's a good. Yeah, you'd always do it when she wasn't there, or like if you were calling somebody or like setting something up, you could just be Kirsten. You could mess with her so much.
Oh no.
Just like call her dad and be like, "I'm canceling the plans to hang out today.
Right.
Sorry about that. We can't be there."
And it'd be perfect. And then I'd be like, I don't know, Kirsten, your dad canceled. So
Yeah. Can you just send me a text to reschedule as to like what time's going to work for you? And be like, yeah, I guess it's going to work for me tomorrow. Or, oh, I guess it's tomorrow.
Why would you do this to me?
Yeah, you ruin her life completely.
what?
Why would you do this to your
We
wife?
just went over it. So you would have to do the dishes more.
That's the only
It's a dish
reason.
thing.
It's a dish thing.
Although, like, all women sound the same. It's like,
True, Kirsten, you have a rebuttal?
The perfect impression.
Wait, who was talking there? What's the best gymnastics event?
Pommel horse.
It's got a good name.
Yeah.
That's true.
Might be the only. Actually, not only because of the name, because they do, like, they jump off, like, a trampoline and they go off this thing and then they're doing, like, 50 flips in the air. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's the one where they like sprint full speed, hit a trampoline, jump, and like handspring off of a thing, right?
Yeah, like the handspring off the. What is that?
Pommel horse?
Yeah, that's the pommel
That's
horse.
the
Yeah,
pommel horse,
yeah.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
like
that's the
hold
horse.
on to it and spin themselves, and they like.
That's a
That's a
different
different
event.
event.
That's a different one.
Isn't that the pommel horse?
No, the pommel horse they like run and hit and jump,
Oh,
and the spinning thing.
Maybe that.
that's the spring. It's like springboard or something like that. No, that's what the thing is. I think the pommel horse is the one where you with the two handles and you swing your legs around and you're holding yourself up the whole time.
Is it?
I think so.
Is the other one called like the running horse? Probably not running.
Running horse. That's the best event.
Yeah, maybe you're right. You might be right on this.
Feel like I probably have watched a little bit more gymnastics.
I
I don't know. I've watched a lot of gymnastics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think the most impressive gymnastics event is the rings.
I was going to say the rings for sure.
If you ever tried to do the rings and just to pull yourself up once, it's impossible.
Yeah, that is very difficult. Also, I don't know what it's called, but they're on the bar, like the 3 bars.
The
And they're,
uneven
like-
bars?
To the
Isn't the-
uneven.
Yeah, the uneven bars, and then like flipping back and forth
Yeah.
to bar
Yeah.
to bar. That one's pretty.
Yeah.
Where they like go up and their legs are like on it and then they spin and then they flip and they catch on the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they like jump in between while doing flips. And then the dismount is always amazing for that event.
Yeah.
I think it has to be the one where you run and springboard and hit the perfect, like,
The like
where you land it.
Yeah, the
perfectly, because I
flips
think
with the
that's the final event.
That's probably the hardest one.
I don't know because like the floor routines are pretty freaking crazy, especially like with Simone Biles these days. Like I don't know if you've seen her routines. And there's a girl in one of the colleges too. She's insane.
Oh, that you get used to.
Yeah, at UCLA.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, those are super impressive, but the other ones are just the best part of that with a trampoline involved.
I guess so.
In
But
fact, I
it's
mean,
just shorter. Whereas like the endurance is higher and the flips there's way more flips and
I think what it comes down to is I don't care about the story of the floor routine because there's always like a story and a dancing part,
Right.
that's true.
like figure skating.
Yeah.
And like figure skating, just show me the cool tricks.
yeah.
Like I want to see the person go for the triple axel or whatever. Like I don't care about all the stuff in between where they're dancing, and that's how I feel about the floor routine.
yeah, that's true.
They should just have an event where instead of like the floor routine, it's just like you start it, that you have a running start, you hit this mark, and then you begin your flips, and then you land on the other side, and that's it.
Yeah, the best combo, like flip combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
and just judge it on flips and height and...
Yeah.
I think that's what that springboard thing's all about. That's why it's the best one. It's short and sweet. And they get the most air, too. That's what
That's
it's all
true.
about.
Yeah, it's like a second, if that?
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, they get some pretty good hang time, but it's also like when you think about that, they hit that like the springboard, and then whatever the thing they bounce off of, they're like 15 feet in the air. Like they are high doing all those flips. So all that, and then they land and like lock their legs.
Yeah.
I don't know how you stop that momentum
Yeah.
that fast.
That's crazy. There's also the other one where they're like running and they do all the flips and like the cartwheels, which is similar, but they don't have like a springboard.
Yeah.
It's just like straight on the floor. That one's pretty quick. It's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Because it's all self-propelled.
Yeah, that's true. And you can just see how they could just like take off and go. The trampoline's also kind of impressive, but at the same time, because they're just going straight up.
Yeah.
Like-
It's like, how do you tell which one's better than any of the other one?
Yeah, the
They all
trampoline
look
to
the
me,
same.
it's like watching diving, where I'm like,
Yeah.
like a person does diving and they get like a 40 and then someone gets 100, and I'm like, I couldn't tell the difference, except maybe that guy splashed a little more.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, I think, in diving. I watched diving a lot last Olympics, and it was all about the landing and how smooth you were. And if you went straight in with no splash, you were like amazing.
And they always talk about like the difficulty of the dive, but it just comes down to the landing, it seems like. Just pick something easy and land it properly. And the same with gymnastics. I don't know anything about gymnastics when I'm watching it, but every single fan, no matter how little you care, is like, that dismount wasn't perfect. And 9 times out of 10, you're right. You're like, the dismount. Yeah, they moved. Like, there was a little hop there. That's it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, they do like the whole like 2 minutes on the balance beam. They jump off, and you're like, that wasn't perfect.
The balance beam is pretty impressive too when they're doing the cartwheels without their hands touching on one leg.
I don't understand how that's possible.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're all incredible athletes, but it'd be funny. You know how it's like, it'd be funny to see like a normal person in the 100-meter dash. Trying a normal person running at the pommel horse.
It's so hard.
Yeah, I want to see that. Just like
Normal.
the unathletic Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
You
a
get
good
like
time.
picked randomly?
Yeah, you randomly get picked for an event. You basically pick like 100 people from each country, and then they draw an event out of a hat, and it's just like, oh great, pole vault. Fantastic.
Honestly, though, I don't think there'd be many people that would be like, no, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
if you got picked and you're like, oh, I'm going to the average person Olympics, I'd be like, hell yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, and they're going to broadcast
Can't wait
it
to
on
see
TV.
what I do.
If you just, like, all they would do is broadcast each event on TV, that would be fantastic. Because the thing is, you're also competing against average people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, you have a chance to win.
Like,
I feel like they'd like accidentally pick an athlete, though.
oh, for sure. There'd be some actual
yeah.
athletes in there, because you'd see that guy be like, that guy is good. But, like, you show up for the 100-meter dash, and you're like, ooh, 300 pounds, wheelchair. Like, I'm good.
You do your floor routine and you're just like, I can do a somersault and like a really bad cartwheel and like, ta-da! Like, whoa, tens all around.
Yeah, you just finish off. You're like, the perfect cartwheel. I think what we've learned is gymnastics is awesome.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
What's a somewhat regular occurrence that needs a word for when it happens? Like something that happens all the time, and then you have to describe it as that thing. It's like when you walk up to someone on the sidewalk, and then you both go left and you both go right. Like, you always have to describe it, right? What's the thing like that we should just give a word to? Like, if you call that like an interchange. It's like, I had an interchange today. It went on for like 4 steps.
One thing is like when you say goodbye to somebody and then you walk the same way, kind of what you were saying.
Exactly.
Like similar, and that gets always awkward every single time. But there's no name for it. It's like, oh, I guess we're walking the same way.
Yeah, it's awkward every time, but if there was a name for it, then you could just say it, be like, whatever it is.
Yeah, that is a common occurrence. That doesn't have a name.
When someone asks you for a receipt, when like you're not paying attention and you thought they said, do you have a good day? And you're like, you too. Like something like those things.
Or you're going on a flight, like have a good flight, you're like you too. Like, gosh.
Yeah, happy birthday, you too. Like there should be a thing for that,
That
because
should be a
you
thing.
do it all the time where you just say you too,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't. I mean, I guess you could just call it a you too, but,
Oh, you too'd him.
but then people think you just made like a bad rock song. So
Whoa. Vertigo is one of the greatest songs of all time. I changed my answer to the other question.
But yeah, exactly. Like, there's all those things, and I think we need to start naming those things because you spend so much time describing them, and as soon as you start describing them, everyone knows exactly what you're talking about, and then gives an example of the last time it happened to them. So,
Yeah.
I just thought of the perfect name for Kirsten's thing: a missponse.
It is a misponse.
Whoa.
Oh, like
I
a
love
response,
it.
but a misponse.
Yeah, I made a mistake. It's like, hey, how's it going today? And you're just like, never mind. That's not a good example.
You too.
Yeah. Someone's like, how about this weather? And you're like, you too. It was a misponse. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. You want a receipt? You too. Oh, sorry, misponse. My bad. Like, that's the word for it.
Whoa.
It's a misponse.
I might start using that.
That's good.
I'm pretty happy about
That's
that.
really good.
Yeah, we'll take it.
For the rest of your life, you either have to walk on your hands or eat with your feet.
Ew.
Which do you pick?
Walk on your hands.
I feel like that's going to be a lot more life-changing than eating with your feet.
It'd be a fun party trick. Look what I can do.
It's not a party trick. It's a forever trick.
Yeah, look what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to eat with my feet. That's yucky.
Yeah, you have gross feet for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You've seen them.
You couldn't pick up anything with those stubby little toes.
They're too small.
Yeah, I would eat with my feet for sure because you're not doing that all the time.
Exactly. And you just make sure you never ate in front of people.
Or, I mean, yeah, maybe you do.
Yeah,
you
I
probably
guess
get to
so.
the point where you're like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, it's
I eat
true.
with my feet, deal with it.
You just bring like a foot bath or something like everywhere you went because you want to wash your feet.
What's weird though is you'd have hands still, so you could, but you just wouldn't.
Yeah, that would be very
I
strange.
choose not to.
That's where I'd always have like two cell phones. I'd have one in each hand. Be like, my hands are busy right now. Just gonna use my feet here.
Totally normal. Not a big deal.
Oh, the waiter brought me a fork. Can you bring some chopsticks? Like,
Bring a longer spoon.
Yeah, what would be the best utensil to eat with your feet?
A spoon.
I was gonna say a straw, and I don't eat liquids.
No.
A spoon.
I can't get my foot to my mouth.
You'd have to practice
Oh
and
yeah.
stretch.
You'd have to stretch it out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the flexibility
You're
aspect of
starving
this.
yourself.
Or if
and
you got a spoon, you could like pick it up and then just like lean back, just drop it on your face.
Yeah, you just eat laying on your back with the table above you.
Because you can't just avoid this by like putting your food on a countertop and ramming your face into it.
No.
No,
You have to use.
you gotta eat. Could you just put like a funnel in your mouth and just like spoon things into a funnel?
Yeah.
With your foot.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
because then that way your range would be a lot wider.
You know, when
Yeah.
you're sitting on the couch having dinner, like, would you have to try and like balance the bowl on your other foot, and then like, you know, because usually you would use your hand to hold the bowl or plate, and you'd use your other hand to eat. Would you have to try and balance your foot so you'd be sitting like in some weird like lotus position with like your bowl balanced on one side and then your spoon? Like, you wouldn't be able to.
Oh yeah.
You probably need a TV table. I don't think you're eating on your lap anymore.
No, I guess you couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, you could put it on your lap. Like, you could put the bowl, I guess, on
You
your
could,
lap.
but how are you gonna reach to your lap with your foot and get it to your mouth? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's so incredibly unflexible that like the first part, because obviously you'd have to stretch. Like this would be the only thing you're doing in your life is like making it so your hip flexibility improves, so you can bring your foot up to your face. But like for the first part, you'd probably be like you said, drinking everything, and
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like filling a cup, putting it between my feet, and kind of like rocking backwards and hoping as much dumps out of it into my mouth as
Just drop
possible.
in your face.
that's what the funnel's there.
Yeah, I hope the funnel
Yeah, a
catches.
funnel
us.
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Just have a giant funnel and just pour liquids into it. Same with your like flicking things with a spoon thing. You'd have a funnel with like a really big bottom, so you could like flick meatballs with a spoon at your face. You get yourself like a little catapult that you would like set and then like hit with your big toe, and it would launch, and you just try to like move your head to catch it.
Out of 10 meatballs, how many would you catch?
3.
I think you'd get
That's a
a lot.
good answer, I think.
I think you'd improve at that. Like if you had a little meatball catapult, and you sat far enough away where you kind of knew the range.
Oh, you would get used to it
Oh, and
for
like
sure.
yeah. You still have to like load it with your feet and then set it off with your feet.
Do you put spaghetti in it? Like,
No.
pick up spaghetti
I'm pretty
noodles?
sure like there's certain foods that you're done with for life. You're never gonna have spaghetti. You're never gonna have rice.
Yeah.
You're never gonna have anything that's not just like a concentrated amount of it.
Yeah, I just want like a whole chicken breast or steak.
I feel like though actually like you could eat like burritos or wraps or something like that pretty easily. Like if you had like a paper towel, if you had something wrapped around the base of it, You would never get the base.
But you'd have to use both feet to hold it.
Yeah, and then you just bring both feet to your mouth, and you'd have a super like long burrito.
You just never finish it.
You know the episode of The Simpsons where Homer's bulking up, so he like puts 5 pounds of spaghetti into a bar?
Oh yeah, pepper sauce bars.
Yeah, that's what I would want. Is something that would make bars for me that I
Yeah.
could just dump food into. It makes this bar, and I can just eat that one bar.
Yeah, a food compressor. Because the thing with the bar too is if you could get it to your mouth and get the end of it, you know how you can like kind of shimmy things into your mouth where you like hold a thing in your mouth and like take a little bite and then like shimmy the rest in so it's held between your teeth while you're eating it? Because then you only have to get it to your mouth once.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because if you're taking like bites of a burrito,
Yeah.
that's why, I mean, yeah, I would just be eating like a whole chicken breast.
If you got a burrito, you'd take one bite and then you'd be holding it like at your face and just all fall out.
That's true.
That would be the end.
Just get covered in whatever it was.
Lettuce and salsa all over your face.
You'd spend like 4... Wait, can you make food with your hands?
You can make food with your hands. It's just
well,
eating
it is better.
food.
Okay.
Because if not, the kitchen gets very hazardous very fast.
Oh, yeah, you're just eating cold food.
What's funny though is like how terrible everything about eating it sounds. It's still better than walking on your hands.
I think it would be fine.
Forever?
Forever.
He said for your whole life,
Yeah, man.
Kirsten.
Like you sit up and you're just like cartwheel on your hands. And,
Going
you
down
couldn't
your-
hold anything though. Or I guess you hold it
You
with your
hold
feet.
it with your feet. If you can eat with your feet, I can carry a bag of
Well,
groceries.
you'd
with
probably
me.
hold most stuff with your knees. Because you just have your knees bent. You'd hold it
Yeah,
with your
Yeah.
knees.
it would be like your elbow.
But like, would you want to go outside on pavement?
I would
Like-
wear gloves. I'd wear like cool like biker
I was
gloves.
just like, well, I'm saying just wear gloves. That would solve all the problems.
Solve a lot of the problems.
How many gloves do you think you'd go through?
A lot. But how many pairs of shoes do you go through? You get
Way
like
less
cool...
than gloves?
Yeah, but you get like cool shoe gloves.
So they'd have like a hard sole on them?
Yes.
You get huge arms, though.
Right? You'd be,
You'd be
jacked.
jacked.
Yeah. The thing is, you're upright for most of your life, just not when you're walking.
Exactly.
You'd probably just get really I would just get one of those automatic scooters and just beat the system.
This little rascal scooter. It's like, solve the problem. So, continuing with our popular expression series, our expression for this week that I want you guys to figure out the root of is cost an arm and a leg.
Whoa.
I feel like back in the day, in like the 1500s, a lot of people were poor. And people like rich people mess with poor people, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'll give you this bread if you give me your arm.
They were just like trading their
They're
arm.
like,
for the-
well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess it's like trading meat for bread. Okay.
And maybe they had a kid or something. They're just trying to help their kid. They die, but then their kid lives.
That makes sense. So, like cannibals in the 1500s, or maybe they were feeding their body parts to a pig or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for entertainment purposes.
Yeah. I mean, the rich have always kind of played games with the poor, but it was way worse back in the day. Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Not correct, but it's an answer.
You're wrong.
Oh, there's a right answer to this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cost an arm or a leg?
And a leg.
And a leg?
Yeah, cost an arm and a leg.
Maybe it was like a term for like labor. It's going to cost you, like I'm going to need an extra arm and a leg to do whatever chore it was. So, you know, I don't know why you would only need one arm and then the other leg, but they would help them out.
Like, I'm going to pay you for, like, half of a person's work.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take, like, an arm and a leg. Like, I don't need a full person for this, but give me, like, a half day's worth of work.
Yeah, exactly.
Just going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a bad answer.
That's a completely reasonable response.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Because we all forgot Family Feud in the intro question.
I think it's based off another saying, like, go break a leg, like an acting thing, right?
Yep.
So this is like when you're starting out early as an actor, how much time and effort you have to put into it, right? So you're not just breaking your leg, you got to give it up, like your entire life based upon your acting career. So every day you're putting in the work. You're not just breaking an arm or breaking a leg. You're giving half your body, you're giving your mind, your soul towards your new career.
Right. So that career is going to cost you an arm and a leg. Like, it's going to cost half your time, all of your effort. Like, you're not just breaking it. You've lost that arm and leg forever. That's how much work you're putting in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have an alternative answer.
Ooh,
What if
never-
it's not necessarily a person? It's like a chicken. I know they don't have arms, but they have wings. So it's like, oh, that's going to be an arm and a leg.
Oh, so you're selling like your farm
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, and that's an expensive part of the bird because you get the arm and the leg. You're getting
Yeah.
two pieces of the
Yeah,
beef.
exactly.
Or it could be like a cow or
Or whatever.
a lamb.
Yeah. Makes sense. So none of those are correct,
Ah.
but Actually, none of them are really even close. So, where this comes from is back in the day, like George Washington times, like old school times, people would often commission portraits of themselves. But because it was way more work to do a portrait that had all your limbs in it, all the portraits, that's why they always have their arms hidden behind them or it's just their upper body, is to actually have a full figure portrait was way more expensive. So they'd say it cost an arm and a leg to get that done because it cost more the more limbs you had painted. So that's why all of the old portraits are just of their face or with their arms behind their back or their legs like kind of like crossed and like hidden, is because they charged you by the limb. So if you wanted a really nice painting with all of your body in it, it would cost you an arm and a leg.
So like you'd go over to somebody's house or castle or whatever, and they'd have like a full body painting. You're like, well, these guys are like loaded.
Yeah, you'd be like, that must have cost them an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I like it.
Well, that's everything we have for you today. Thanks again for listening to the On Pointless podcast. That was our finale for season 2, so thanks for all the support and listening so far. Season 3, don't know exactly when it's going to come out. We might do a bit of a different format, and it might not be released on as regular of a schedule, but stay tuned for it. We'll definitely let you know. Other than that, thanks for listening, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
And don't forget to get your cats spayed or neutered.